I was actually born and raised in a Christian home, and so I got a lot of scriptures growing up, and I was like raised a child in the way that he should know, and when he's old he will not turn from it. And I think that was really important for me because it was something that like I was learning different things, but it was also really depending on my parents' faith instead of my own. And so when I went to college, I didn't have that faith to fall back on, plus a lot of things had kind of slowly been deteriorating already. I was already like becoming more independent in myself, and so I was not depending on their faith and also not depending on my own faith. And I believed that there was obviously a God who loved me, but there was also that point in time where I chose to be a friend to the world. Like in James 4, it says like there's this point where if you're a friend to the world, then you actually mark yourself an enemy to God. And it says that he's really passionate for the spirit that he's put inside of you to be faithful to him. And I wasn't being faithful to him. I chose to date. I wasn't allowed to date, and so I chose to date, and then I chose to do drugs, and I chose to do things that I thought I had been missing out on. And after a while of that, it was me choosing to be accepted by those people instead of being accepted by God. And I was really taken advantage of sexually, and I really pursued those people over and over again in order for that acceptance. And I think it came to a point where I was really frustrated with where I was. I knew what I should be doing, and I wasn't there. And I knew that I didn't want to do this anymore. And so I prayed to God, and I was like, you know what, God, I'm giving up men completely, and I'm not like gonna marry. I'm not gonna do anything unless you show me my husband today. And that morning I actually met my husband. He came up to me, and he was like literally the most handsome man I'd ever seen. And God showed him to me, and I was like, all right, God, you're faithful, and this is what's going to be. And so I started pursuing God, and in the back of my mind, I was like, this is my husband. And I didn't actually actively pursue my husband for a while. It was mostly pursuing God. And after like a year or so, he was actually the one who led me to trust in God a lot more. And even by the process of marrying him, it felt like God allowed that to sanctify me and to purify me. And he was able to just kind of like lead me to him. And in that process, it wasn't even him. Like, it was just like that process of God saying, I'm faithful to like be good to you, and I'm faithful to draw near to you if you draw near to me. And so I continue to draw near to him, and I continue to trust him when things seem shaky. And it was really one of the first times where I was able to have my own faith. He's just leading me in places where I didn't think I would ever be. And so I'm really enjoying being his and feeling that security in him, knowing that he's going to lead me to places where I don't really know where I'm going, but also as I'm going along this path, I'm realizing I like being led. I'm Sylia Real, and this is me.